What is happening? Welcome to another Keep It Moving podcast. I'm your host, JT. I got my two people with me. Say something novelty.
What's up?
Oh, see, we should have practiced that. See, you sound. Then she sound extra.
She was extra.
Yeah,
and she knew it.
You 103 in the morning, shit like that.
Kiss my rump.
You can back up though. You ain't got to prove.
Okay, first of all, like this is where Mike put it.
Oh, that's what she said.
So, if you walk, am I too close? Do I need to back up?
Yeah, you can just your face.
You know?
It wasn't there.
She like the Mike B.
She like
he pushed it up in my face.
Keep on talking.
That's just nasty. Keep on moving.
All right, and we have our homeboy. Say something, Mike B.
What it do?
And that's what he goddamn says.
That's me.
We're here.
We are here.
How you guys been doing? And, you know, I haven't been joining you lately.
Everybody else was fired.
I feel like that's how we need to start the show out. You telling people where you be.
Right.
You the problem, brother.
I'm the problem. JT the problem.
JT the problem.
Well, you know, I don't know what happened like the first time I had a show. I can't remember that far back.
Car, you were having car trouble, so you couldn't make it over.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
What?
Your memory shot.
I
and
admit
you
my
younger
memory
than
shot.
I.
What? We
ain't gonna go there.
We ain't gonna go there. You know, I took a vow not to really get on you.
And let's see who's starting early.
She is.
Yeah.
But wasn't the vow for the month?
And I'm waiting until that goddamn crown come on.
Wait a minute, but he ain't been on the show for the last two shows.
Hey,
so
and that's been saving me. That's been saving me.
That's been saving you.
Yes. And we ain't grandfathering no
we
time.
need a month of show.
Nope.
Listen to.
We gonna end it. You know what you say? You got a couple of days.
2 more days.
Two more days.
2 more days
to the end of the month.
Mm-hmm.
Right on.
All right. And so I had a little family reunion that I went to. You know that I missed the second show, and so that's what happened. You know, I was in St. Louis. If anybody been there, I went to Sweetie Pies.
Oh, did you?
Oh, really?
I finally went to Sweetie Pies.
Was it good?
But it was decent. They greens were sweet, and I don't like sweet greens.
Uh-huh.
You might be you like sweet vegetables.
I knew a light bulb was gonna go off.
Mike B loves sweet shit. It don't matter if it's seasoned or not, as long as it's sweet. He like candy corn, candy carrot, candy carrot.
No,
candy greens.
But
I'm pretty sure that you probably would enjoy it. It was flavorful, but it was just sugary.
Yeah, too sweet I'm not really a huge fan of greens.
Yeah.
But when I do eat greens, if somebody happens to put like just a tinge of sugar in it, then I'd eat it.
I can deal with a tinge. But it seemed like that was the recipe. Part of the recipe to put in a lot of, this is how we do it. It's Sweetie Pies.
Yeah, let's make it sweet.
Greens.
That might be too much.
It was, but I ain't trying to hate.
Okay.
But I had the baked chicken and what else I have, and some rice and gravy, and that was on point.
The like white rice and brown gravy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could deal with that. I'd rather have rice than mashed potatoes for some reason. I ain't a big mashed potato person.
I could not live without mashed potatoes.
Well, you would have got the mashed potatoes with the gravy. Okay.
You're right.
I've heard mixed things about Sweetie Pies. Some people act like, it's just the best food ever. But then other people say, it doesn't really have like you would consider or expect from a soul food type restaurant.
I wasn't dissatisfied.
More seasoned.
But I ain't like
was it as good
just
as
raving about it. Nope.
It wasn't as good as Peachtree. That's that's a soul food buffet.
That's soul food here. Yeah.
They got a restaurant too.
Okay.
But it was like I don't know. It wasn't the ones that you see on the show. I guess it was brand new.
Oh, they got another location.
It was because by the hotel, by the airport, where our hotel was, and it was like if you had like 20 or more people, you would have filled it up. Just 20
it's kind of small.
It was small.
Who owns Sweetie Pies?
Well, I know she's the main owner. The I forgot her name, Miss Robbie. And I know her son has like a couple of. I think I heard on the radio she's suing him.
Tim?
Tim.
Really?
Yeah, and,
he using her name.
I guess he's using, but I think he has a couple of
stores
in his, that he uses Sweetie Pie.
She ain't getting her
he
cut.
Done branched off because I think he got one in Cali, and I think somewhere I think in Texas.
I remember on the show, I feel like when we were catching a couple episodes, they were talking about going and looking at locations.
He trying to branch out now, but it was always him going and not telling Miss Robbie what's going on, and so I think and I just heard on the radio like this Friday.
Oh, that sucks.
Like she was like suing her own damn son.
Her own son. How do we get to that?
I wonder why we all can't get along.
Shit, and I think the grandson that was on the show, he got killed like a year ago.
I remember that.
Things ain't happening good for the Sweetie Pie family.
And
now you hear about this.
Keep them in your prayers.
And this is just soul food. you would think soul food is supposed to bring us together. Not bring us apart. Is that the right word?
Tear us apart.
Tear us apart.
Yeah,
I said bring us apart. I went grandpa on you.
That's okay.
We follow you, brother.
So how you guys been doing? Share with me what you guys been doing lately. What y'all talk about?
Oh.
Y'all remember?
You can go to our YouTube page and take a look.
Oh God, I don't even do that on when I'm on. I take a guess.
I don't.
I'm here for the original.
But
why I need to,
One of the last times we recorded, we were talking about kind of the killings and the Dallas situation, which I think we've talked about on our show as well.
Yeah.
It wasn't really much more than that. We talked about politics. You know.
Well, we talking about that tonight, of course. That's what that's the hot topic.
Yeah, but I don't think we didn't. Was
the November?
We didn't talk about the Republican National Convention.
Yeah,
I don't think it was
starting with that.
Okay, I was about to say I don't.
Go
think
ahead,
it was,
bring us in, Mike B.
The Republicans had a convention.
Look, and that's all he knows.
That's what I would have said. Shit,
and Donald Trump was the headliner.
Well, they had one last week. And they had they party.
Yeah, it was some.
But it was so it was crazy.
That's what's crazy about this whole election process. You had the Republicans, and when they started the convention, at the start of the convention, like the first couple of days, they were still at odds with each other.
It was. They were so separate.
You would think that at some point before the convention, we need to have a sit down, come together, a come to Jesus meeting.
The electorates didn't even want to vote. The way they were supposed to.
They wanted to come just so they could be divided. I'm gonna make sure everybody know I don't like your ass. Yeah, I don't like Trump.
I ain't with this shit.
And fuck it. What was the ex presidential candidate that talked against him? Or
Jeb Bush?
Not Jeb Bush.
Ted Cruz.
Ted Cruz.
Oh,
and was it? And because he spoke at the RNC,
yes,
and he was still against
Yeah, he didn't. I don't
Trump,
think he
didn't
endorse him or
him.
anything.
He did not endorse
but
him.
He just said vote your conscience or something like that.
He just didn't endorse him, and he did say that he posed the question: how can I endorse somebody who talked about my mama and my wife? I understand that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I probably would have said worse. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
just
I
like
think
that,
he
huh?
did good for how he felt.
Yeah,
and then he didn't try to backtrack or whatever.
He was, he was being
right,
political.
He stood behind that.
He stood ground on his whole little run that he had, and still stayed with that speech.
Because they were still trying to get him in, even in the convention. They were still trying to vote for him.
Bring everybody together. We trying to run against Hillary.
They're trying to form a coup. At the RNC. That's how crazy it was.
It was just wrong, and of course we know about his wife and her speech. Yeah. And, no, I want to hear you. Are you shaking your head?
That's all I can do. Accidents happen,
Nah,
but,
it seemed like whoever wrote that speech knew that they were.
Well,
they
that's
were
the thing. Her speechwriter. Her speechwriter should have known. She sat up and said she was her own speechwriter. I don't believe that.
That didn't help at all.
Because they were trying. Yeah, she lied.
Well, I mean, and why would you? I mean, again,
why
you take
lie?
a responsibility for somebody else's work. Everybody knows this is a convention. Everybody has speechwriters.
Yeah.
If I was your campaign manager, I don't care how good you are at writing speeches. My job is to make sure your speech is right and it fits, and it doesn't offend the people that we don't want to offend. I have to do that. So, she's got speechwriters, and she should have just been honest about it. I think it was, I'd have just simply said, Miss Obama wrote a beautiful speech, and
I needed
stand
that.
I stand
that would
by
have been
some of the things
that would have been a
That would've been
respectful
a G.
thing. That would have been a respectful thing to say.
Yeah.
But
she would have been such a G if she
when
would've
have we heard
gave her that
come out
credence.
of a respectful stance come out of the Trump camp?
Well,
So
that's
I
just
can't
it.
see
That's
her.
it right
I think
there.
people would have had much more
But that's that
respect for
campaign.
her.
I think they would have had
being
much
disrespectful.
more
Yeah.
respect for her had she just simply said, you know what, I loved Miss Obama's speech. I believe a lot of what she said. So, yes, I did incorporate it and moved on.
And people,
I mean, quote by quote. It was at least 5 of them that
but that's when you don't care.
If you put them
Yeah.
both side by side and let them
And she tried to inflect, try to say it like she said it. I'm like, hold on now. You done seen the video.
Well, look, you done added some little southern, she added some season to her talk
Where
all
she
of a
from?
sudden.
don't know.
Not here.
Is she Italian or what
no,
is she?
she ain't from here.
What's
I don't know.
Don't
She
let me
from
get to
here?
lying.
She said not from here.
Oh, I thought, damn. I know you don't like her, but
condemned her to hell.
she done sent her
Say that.
already.
No, and I mean, I don't dislike her. I don't have anything against the
She
woman
pretty.
for real.
She pretty.
think
I don't
she's
have nothing
beautiful.
against her.
I don't have anything against
Lord
her.
Jesus.
I think she's beautiful.
Oh,
I just wanted her to, tell the truth.
Right.
But I just want an ounce, just a tainch of
tainch.
truth to come from the Trump campaign. They just say and do whatever they want, and they let you know that they really don't give a shit. And okay, now what? What you gonna do about it? And people like I always also say, other people will find a way to excuse it.
They live. It seems like they live for fuck ups. If they say they say something, we come at, oh damn, they fucked up. But
They don't.
that's
care.
what we do. That's we supposed.
I think they go home every
You know,
day
I
and
think-
feel like, okay, what can we say
What-
tomorrow?
what-
My question is, if that was Obama when he ran, what would the country have been saying about him?
Oh, he would have been.
He
He
wouldn't
would-
have had
he
not
would've-
one supporter
Right.
that was not black.
No, exactly. I'm about to say, 'cause
Yeah.
some black folk
One
would have still been
supporter.
like,
Oh, hell
hey,
yeah.
we got your back, bruh. But, as far as the
So
politics
it
are
just-
concerned, no.
and moving on, and now we got the next week the DNC.
Did you, I'm sorry, before you move on, did anybody catch Trump's speech?
I caught what I could watch of it.
How did that go?
I went as far as maybe 5 minutes in, and I just couldn't anymore. It was lies. I mean, his speech started off with lies and just continued to flow lies. He just talking about statistics and where we stand and jobs in America, and he keeps wanting to say that Obama has not created jobs for black people. It's like, wait a minute. I get tired of hearing everybody say Obama has not done such and such for black people. Obama's the president of the United States. His job is not to do for black people. His job is not to do for white people. His job is to do for the American people, period. So, and that's any president. That's any president. So I get tired of hearing that. And it was, Obama has not created jobs for black people. Well, I'm a black person and I got a job. I don't know about you.
But I can understand where the frustration comes from black people, because they say, okay, finally we got somebody that looks like us in a position of power that could possibly make a change for our betterment.
Let me explain.
No. I'm just saying. Let me finish.
ahead.
So when you feel like nothing's changing, it's still the status quo, then you might feel some type of way as to he didn't do anything to help me when he had the opportunity to do it. Now I understand he's not just there to be for black people.
But,
He's there, the American president, not the
Okay.
black or African American president.
But even if you wanted to look at that, the president has very little control without the help of Congress. Learn
yes, exactly.
your judicial system.
Exactly.
He's tried to do a ton of things, but he got stopped. He got blocked. Just like they've been blocking him now for a year, just at selecting a SCOTUS. He has been stopped. He's been blocked all the way. At one point, when he got voted in his last term, the Republicans literally said it. They said the words, "We are not doing anything until he is out of office." And that's what they've done. If they don't agree, he can't overrule Congress. Our judicial system is not set up like that. I've heard black people say, well, he's done more for gays than he has for black people. Well, you know what? Gay people are of all colors. So yeah, he's going to be able to do more for a group of people that are from all races than he can from a group of people that they are pushing to oppress. I think he's done a lot personally, and one of his last acts was to release a whole bunch of black prisoners. So he's done things, and yes, he's been stopped from doing some of the things he's promised, but you can't do it without Congress. That's going to be the same for Trump. There's only going to be so much he can do without Congress. So if Trump does get in office, we got to make damn sure a Democratic Congress is in place, because otherwise he going to push the button. Y'all think I'm playing? It's going to be a what's that? World War III?
Yeah.
And everybody going to be against us. He going to push the button.
I think both of them can push the button.
No,
Really?
Trump
they
gets
both
angry so fast and then turns around and says, but I don't get angry. Big thing this week was he said that he didn't tell Russia, or he was trying to say, I guess, that he didn't tell Russia to get the emails. But in the process of doing that, he literally sends a call out and says, find Hillary's emails and release them. Our press will pay you for it. Mm-hmm. Well, of course, everybody spoke on that. Everybody talked about that. So, Democratic convention was this week. Just yesterday, he's on the news. He's on TV talking about how hard he just wanted to hit somebody. I was going to hit him. I was going to hit him so hard.
But, he's a businessman. To me, that seemed like a business talk deal, or,
I was going to hit him sounds like business.
No, him, with Russia. Doing that, that
whether
that
it
talk.
was a joke, whether it was a business.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not saying
no,
it's a joke. I'm just saying
that's
that's where he's coming from.
Regardless of what it was, his response was, "I wanted to hit him. I wanted to hit them so hard." It's like, that's violence. That person does not need control of the button.
I hear where you're coming from. And so we ushered into the Democratic National Convention.
Yeah, and it seemed like Bernie got a lot of
support.
Got a lot of support.
Yes,
I think he had the biggest ovation throughout the whole process. Mm-hmm. I know Floaty spoke. What did you think about her? And obviously, what do you think about her speech?
I think her speech was the best speech I've heard all year. Her speech was amazing to me. And I mean, a lot of people took offense to it because she said that
the White House.
Black people were slaves when we built the White House, and the slaves built the White House. They were offended by that, but I think they missed the whole point of her speech. She said she was basically saying we've gone from the slaves that built it to the people living in it. Mm-hmm. This is how great our country is. This is how far we have come. And of course, stupid people all they got stuck on was slaves, and that they tried to deny that black folks were slaves that built the White House. I don't understand.
But I mean, even if they were slaves and they helped build the White House, they were fed. They were comfortable.
They went
to sleep after they worked.
Yeah. Oh, Bill O'Reilly, dumbass. Like that. You have to ask yourself at some point, like, when do you just shut the hell up? When do you always?
They don't have that filter.
There's no. I've stepped over the edge. There's no button.
Oh, they don't have no
nothing,
line.
no nothing.
And until they lose some type of money or a job.
And that's the thing right there. Sponsorships. If I was a sponsor of that show, from that statement, I would have pulled out. The statement was so degrading. I think it was not only degrading to black people, but it was degrading to where this country is trying to go. If you want to get that passed, you can't cover it up. You can't forget it. It happened. But if you want to move past it, you got to truly move past it and be bigger than it. And that statement was just as low as slavery itself to me. It was the lowest statement I had ever heard.
Making it seem like there were a couple slaves that were comfortable with being oppressed, being basically owned by other people and controlled. It doesn't make like there was a slavery light
on slavery,
like a light version of slavery light.
Oh, okay,
like Crystal Light. Yeah. Oh, slavery light. Oh, they were cool. They stayed in the houses.
I could believe there was some slaves that they got used to being a slave.
Right.
They weren't thinking about leaving, you know,
And
or they
slaves
were
didn't know no
afraid
other way.
of leaving. You know, what do I do? They were
Right.
dependent.
And there were some
on, you
slaves
know,
that had a better life than
Others.
others. I mean, you
Yeah, of
had
course.
the house niggas and the field niggas. There were slaves that had it better than others, but they were still slaves.
And I
Hell
mean,
yeah.
had you taken a poll, do you think there would be a lot of them saying, "No, I'm cool. I'm gonna just stay here."
Yeah, just get-
Oh,
be
gun
all-
line boy.
Yeah,
Your freedom
Tell 'em
or
about the gun
slave,
line,
I'm
boss.
gonna check slave.
yeah. Because I'm
Shoot.
comfortable. I can eat
give
good.
them give them a little, authority over the other slaves, and
Make
make
them
you
the
feel part
overseer
of
or
the
something
team,
like that.
You know. But hell,
I digress.
in other news, Rudy, Keisha Knight Pulliam, has been in the news. I know. Mike B know about it. Have you seen
Yes.
what's going on with her and her husband Ed Hartwell, former NFL Baltimore Raven? That's where I know him from. You know, I didn't even know he was
that they were married.
They were married.
Well,
You know what I'm
evidently it
saying?
happened on New Year's this
Yeah,
year. It's only been 7 months. They said.
I heard they were dating for 4 months,
Okay.
and then decided to get married, and then I think she got pregnant within 2 months, or because I think she's 4 months pregnant now.
Oh, that I don't know.
I think she's 4 months pregnant right now.
So she's been
And
pregnant, and she just kind of announced it to us, or do we know when she announced?
Well, what made the big brouhaha is he put in divorce papers,
Filed for
and that's
divorce.
when everything started coming out. Like y'all only been married for like 6 months.
Right.
You know what the problem is, and so we first heard Keisha Knight Pulliam story. I think she was on Entertainment Tonight. And she had an interview with the lady and told her side of the story and saying like, the way he left, like he woke her up and said, I'm gone. She
Like
said
she
like it
didn't
was
see
a
it
whole
coming.
nother, it
Okay.
was like any other day. And she like,
Where you going?
Where-
I need some stuff from the store too. Let me know.
I'm leaving your ass. Type
Oh,
deal.
man.
I don't know how he put it to her, but
Yeah.
I'm out.
Right.
Deuces. And so and he brought in divorce papers and wanted a paternity test also
For the baby.
Mm-hmm. And so she was on Entertainment Tonight and gave her story and basically saying she feels bad for the daughter that she's carrying, and she don't know what's going on and whatnot, and why would a paternity test, where that come from? I've never cheated.
I've never been unfaithful.
I've never cheated on my husband, and so that's it's basically her word against his of what's going on. He had his interview, his internet interview.
Yeah, I'm like,
I don't
it was
know
like
who
a minute.
this guy is. It's like whoever the first person asked for the interview online.
He said, "Who?"
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure he got new subscribers now just for that interview. Hey, he on the come up, whoever he is. And so Ed had his side of the story, and he said basically 4 months in, they get married, and he said he came to her at a point and said, do you think we did the right thing?
Yeah. He started questioning there.
Did we rush into this?
Oh yeah, because he probably
know.
felt that way. Because in his mind, he didn't know whether. Well, not in his mind, because he said it. I didn't know if I actually loved her or if
Yeah.
I was actually in love with her. Because he asked her, "Are you in love with me?" Considering from his little mini interview,
There's a
So
different.
then why did he ask
Oh,
her to marry him?
who knows?
Who
he
knows?
asked.
They dated for four.
I don't know.
for
Did he
4 months.
ask?
Then why did he say yes? I mean,
Oh, well, hell, this is Rudy. I would have said
I don't-
yes. Shit.
I don't know. Both
Okay,
of them. I don't know.
I think
Paul.
he started to feel differently
Paul.
because she kept
She
asking about
said
a baby.
she was pressing
I
about
need
having a
y'all
baby.
to pause.
We
Go
hear
ahead,
you, but
go ahead.
in the middle of the
Yes.
me talking,
You said this is Rudy. I would have said yes. Why?
because this is Rudy. I like Rudy.
But you want to be married to her
I
for
would-
the rest
I would-
of your life?
Hey, ain't no rest of my life. However long I want to be married to her, I'm in control of that.
He was glamored by her being Rudy.
I was grammar about the grown up Rudy when she got that ass, but we talking about this guy, and he was saying how she kept. I I guess almost pressuring him,
like when we're gonna have a baby,
to have a baby. So in my mind, if that conversation continued to come up, I'm starting to think like, okay, did you just get with me in order to have a baby or start a family? Or
and he said they stopped having sex, and that's why he's bringing up the paternity test.
Yeah.
He like, things start adding up. And he's like, well, I don't know. He said, she was standing out with her girls. He don't know what's going on, and so that that's basically his his take on the relationship. And to me personally, I think they rushed.
Yeah, they moved entirely too fast.
I don't think they had that talk of what each other wanted.
Because it don't sound like he really is ready for some kids.
I think he already has a son.
Oh, does
he? I think his ex-wife is a reality show
Yeah, he said he
chick.
was coming to get his son. That's all I heard.
Housewives of somewhere. Maybe Atlanta, because I think he played for the Falcons too. And so hell, and so I think they
have a son together.
Yeah, and so he left her, and then people saying that he's cheating on Rudy with the same person he cheated on her with. How they be talking. I don't know that, but his story is, basically we rushed into shit, and I think he wanted to put in his chips and say, hold up now. And she's stressing, I think, I don't know, the clock might have been ticking.
Novelty.
Coming from, she's 37, I believe.
37 then.
Yeah, and, women want to be, before they 40, they want some type of stability and family, I believe, right?
I mean, she's 37. Her biological clock is ticking after, right now, the stress that's going on is probably not good for her or the baby because she is in the later stages of.
So she can possibly have complications.
She can have complications
of that stress.
Yeah, stress can cause complications easier in older women. So I mean, I give you all of that. She probably wanted a kid. They didn't have the discussion. He could have been cheating. I mean, 9 times out of 10, the first person to say it is usually the first person that is the one that's doing it. But he could have been cheating.
Said he was cheating, though.
No,
she mentioned it in
her
her
Rudy?
interview, that he had been unfaithful and she had to deal with it. She had was about to divorce him.
Yeah,
but then once she found out she was pregnant,
right, and then
I remember that.
Accusing her of it, and usually it's the first person to say it is the one that's doing it.
But he came up and said, they stopped having sex. That's his part of it.
Okay, but I mean, and then again, maybe he's not. No, only God and the person he's sleeping with knows.
Right.
So maybe he's not. I think it's sad that they going through this. I think it's sad that it's a baby involved in it. But, both of them got money. If they can figure out at this point just how to stop fighting and how to co-parent, they'll be okay.
We hope. But it seems like this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Mm-hmm.
And it might be a lot more that we don't know about.
But that is kind of, 4 months.
That's too short.
I don't know how much
I
you
can
can
see
know
if
somebody.
maybe they have been knowing each other for years.
And she just got out of a relationship
just started
with a
dating.
tigger.
But then, I also have to remember that this is like celebrity relationships are different. So I feel like
Well,
4
that
months
makes it
in a
even
celebrity
worse.
relationship is like 2 years.
But
in a
no,
regular
they get
relationship.
divorced. It's
That's just it.
Like they get married.
That's
no,
why.
but that's just it. Even in a celebrity relationship, that makes it even worse because
you don't know the
they're
person.
gone the majority of the time from the other person.
Mm-hmm.
So he's out doing things for his show. She's out doing things for whatever she got going on, and then they see each other here and there. So it might take them 7 years to have 1 year together, one real year together. So that makes it even worse to me.
I feel like that
That's
keeps the
crazy.
relationship fresh.
When I don't see you all the damn time.
Yeah, and so I look forward to seeing you when I come back.
I think that works if you don't have kids.
Yeah, and
once
she
kids
went and tried to
involved,
ruin it.
He wanted to get pregnant.
He was trying to live by that
he
creed.
wanted the old celebrity, wife.
Yeah.
Nah, she was ready
to be a mother.
She
ready
had
to
them
settle
childbearing
down.
hips, and they were spread.
And that right there is a discussion they should have had before.
Oh, hell
most
yeah.
definitely.
Because you can't ask that question. Do you think we rushing this after? You can have that.
I mean,
do you think
did we make the
getting
right
married is the right decision?
Now, right?
Especially
and not
4
only
months,
that,
man.
you can't have that discussion about kids after either. Because if I'm of the mindset I don't want kids and you do, and we don't talk about it until after we married, we got a problem.
Yep.
How he was talking, it almost seemed like she was using him to be a donor.
Yeah, like
Type deal. Because he said she was like, well, you freeze your sperm and I freeze my eggs. And she was harping on having a baby.
Well, I mean, and I think was a nice compromise for her because she did want a baby, but her eggs she got 37-year-old eggs. By the time they 40,
But she don't need his permission to freeze her. Can't she just do that anyway?
But she was married to him, so freeze his sperm as well.
Okay, but I'm saying once it's time, we decide we're gonna have a baby. Now we can introduce your sperm into the situation.
He don't even need to do. If they stand together, he don't need to, freeze no sperm.
Yeah, they can just do it.
Shit, we
I'm
can go.
I mean,
now her ass, you got to freeze them, but hell.
I mean, I can understand why she may have wanted to do it that way. And I mean, it would have been a good way because
it would have gave them time to actually get to know each other,
and talk.
Yeah,
I mean, she's 37 now. By the time those eggs are 40, chances increase just from genetic diseases and I don't want to say malfunctions, but malformities and things like that. As you get older, I mean, your chances for having an autistic kid almost double when you hit the age of 40.
Oh, damn.
So, like, if I was to have kids right now,
I think you'd be able to talk that whatever out.
You
of
have old Leonard.
see,
Yeah. You'll be able to. Your baby will be all right. We know. Your baby will be fine.
I don't know.
He might still be crazy.
Yeah,
but he'll know some shit.
Shut
it up,
mama.
She got to pass down the books to somebody.
Shut it up.
She got to pass that keeper of the books title to
She
somebody.
come in with a cloak now, son. I want to
impress all this knowledge.
And y'all making a joke about that, but I'm really thinking about who I'm gonna pass that job on.
Oh,
shit.
we already know.
Yeah, I'm already thinking about who's gonna get that job.
I don't know.
My mother has finally just passed it all off to me. She called me last week and said, "Okay, I can't do this part no more. It's all yours." So.
Oh, novelty knowledge.
Oh, hush it.
I'm gonna get you a certificate and what you call it, like a keeper of the books. Yep.
What?
At least somebody keeping our
graduation
books.
leaf or what they call them?
I was trying to think of the name of it.
I don't know. I just said leaf just
like
because.
a scroll.
You want me to
like
get a cap and gown and walk or something?
Yeah, you're gonna walk around. I want people to see you coming.
Oh,
and
doctor, they're the books.
Yeah, just in case they want to tell you something.
So don't have that cock to the
That's
side.
gonna be my honorary doctorate.
People stopping you on the street. Ooh, can you remember this for me?
I ain't the keeper of everybody's books. I keep my family's books. Y'all you better hope somebody's keeping your family's books.
I guarantee you
Give me
nobody.
this email. Everybody emailing you.
That'll be funny.
Oh, that would be funny.
Anyway.
Well, people, I'm out.
Really?
I think we done talked enough. You done gave your dissertation and in speeches and you do what novelty does. I think Mike B and me give about 2/3, and you have your own. Well, no, that's not a third.
That's normal.
I wasn't good. I wasn't good at fractions. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Are you kidding me?
I say you got 60 and we got 40.
I don't.
Us together. I give 20, he give 20, and you give 60.
We're not complaining.
Not at all.
You
I actually have more to say.
We know. We got to cut you off. We had to come up with different avenues to do that. But you give us what we want. I enjoyed you. How about that?
You almost say it. You're dismissed.
Right. That's what it felt like. That's what it felt like.
Now that you said what you said. You're done.
You're not going to
get off the stage, please.
I do have some things to say.
What
I did post I posted a little video of Bernie Sanders on the Keep It Moving podcast Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
I want everybody to take a look at it because he is actually talking about how to continue what he started.
Oh, you're talking about the one where he is actually going and helping, like on the local level, people
right.
get
He's
elected.
And people who are really, wanting that change.
All the people who helped him.
All the people who have helped him start campaigning, become something. Get involved in your school districts. Get involved in your local government. Get involved on the local level and start doing it now. Let's get you all elected.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
So I really want everybody to kind of go and listen to it because Bernie Sanders had a great platform. He was running off a great platform, and his supporters say they will not let Hillary forget his platform, and they are going to make her accountable for it. I think that's wonderful. Make her accountable for it. Make her stand up and do what he said he was going to do. But also Bernie Sanders is making his call out to everybody to also do their part, and I think everybody needs to take a listen to it.
Amen.
Yeah, people, need to step up and do what they need to do. Hey, my homeboy he used to work for the downtown government.
Atlanta.
No, here.
Okay.
In
Kansas City.
KCK.
Okay.
And he stopped by. It's people like off of Parallel, and they got like they spilling all the beans.
What do you mean?
Of the government downtown in KCK and
like protesters or something?
Like telling what's going on, like all the debauchery and
hey,
so
and
it's like just random people on the street.
No, it's their house, and they got like different like signs and
explaining what's going on. Like local government corruption.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
You should have took a picture. We could have.
No,
put it on
I got it on Facebook. I'll
okay.
let you know.
Right
it's like they did a live, Facebook Live, and I mean
they were spilling.
I'm like, I hope that nobody. He said, "Well, I'm selling now. Y'all see this. So if I'm gone, it's a white dude and married to a black woman, and so he was real about his.
Oh, one thing I also wanted to mention because with all the recent killings and just the temperature of how things are in America.
Basically.
Yeah, we were celebrating Novelty's birthday. We were down at the restaurant.
She turned 49. Yeah.
Really?
And we were inside the restaurant and we saw this
43
group of white people
protesting
for Black Lives Matter.
They were a beautiful sight.
And it was amazing to see something like that.
And it was a nice little
eye opener to let you see
that
who Black Lives really matter is. It's not just black people.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they had signs talking about ending white silence.
It looked like a TV show.
Yeah.
A Friends opening where you got all the people walking down through New York and it's a spot of black here, a spot of black.
Yep.
That's what it looked like. Mm-hmm. It was more white people than black people.
Right.
And they protested Black Lives Matter.
In the plaza where it's mostly
highly trafficked white people with money.
And it was peaceful. I mean, they just walked down through the plaza, came back up, and went on out.
And I thought it was just an amazing sight to see, especially when you think that you start to hear everything that's going on and you start to question your white friends. You start thinking that, there's no good white people out here. We're reminded that there are many
people that's woke.
white
There are
people out here.
many white people out here. I think there are more people out here that want gun control and they want Black Lives to matter. They want to protect the police. They want to do all the right things, but it's so many corrupt people.
The corrupt ones are more vocal. They're more vocal.
Well, not even that they overshadow. It's just they're in high positions in office because they know how important politics is. So they play that game and they get into high positions. And then we have Donald Trump's popping up. And we've got Bill O'Reilly's all over the media. We are the ones that got to change that. We got to stop looking to our politicians to make that change. That change has to start with us. It really does.
Yeah, they know the game. Yeah. They grew up in the game.
Yeah.
And so,
and it's time for us to learn the game. Start teaching our children the game so we can get that game change. Can't change the game if you don't play the game. Period.
Right on.
Or make your own game, goddammit.
That's
what I'm with.
Right, fight the power, JT. I hear you.
Anything else, people?
I'm out.
Till next time. Peace.
Adios.
Good night.